Okay, Jenna had a really good question here I want to share with the class. Thanks, Jenna, for asking this. She was plotting some points, such as this one here, 1 comma square root of 4, and she said, wouldn't the square root of 4 have a positive and a negative portion of it? So, in other words, wouldn't we have 1 comma 2 and 1 comma negative 2? In other words, wouldn't this be the same as these two, because the square root of 4 would include 2 or negative 2. Either of these numbers, when you square them, equals 4. It's a great observation. As it turns out, we do not include this one here. When you see this square root of 4, that only includes the positive square root. So you may be thinking of situations where you have an equation like this, and you have to solve it by taking the square root of both sides. When we do that, we don't just take the square root of 4, we take the positive and the negative version of that. But notice that if we don't have this little negative out here, it's only the positive version. In other words, this and this are the same thing. So when you see a square root and there's nothing out in front of it, that only refers to the positive square root of that. However, when you're squaring, taking the square root of some number, you do need to take the positive and the negative version of that square root. So I hope that makes sense. Feel free to email me with any more questions about that. Thanks again, Jenna.